What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sally's Speed Shop. I'm Jacob Davis, and we're on a little adventure today to pick up yet another project we don't need. This one is perhaps one of the most ridiculous things we've ever gotten. It's so big, it won't even fit on my trailer. So I am jumping in the Gremlin first thing this morning and heading up to my buddy Jack Miller's place, where I'm gonna borrow his truck and trailer. I was gonna use my truck and put the gooseneck in it. He decided, you know what? Rather than putting the fifth wheel hitch and doing the wiring in your truck, just come use mine. So thank you, Jack. So we're gonna jump in this Gremlin that we drove 750 miles home from Indiana after sitting for 32 years. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna put the link down in the description. I highly recommend you go check it out. And the guy we're getting this new project from is an absolute legend, and so I'm bringing him a gift. This is called an ARP mine from my friend Cold Hard Art, and I'm gonna give it to him as a gift, as well as a Sally Speed Shop t-shirt and some stickers. So it's time for me to pass that thing on. If you wanna buy one of these for yourself, you can check them out at coldhardart.com. Tom makes all kinds of cool stuff from old race car parts. We're gonna get the car loaded up and we're gonna hit the road. We got about an hour to drive north to get the truck and trailer, and we're actually gonna be doing some modifications to the trailer because this project is so big, it might not even fit on his trailer. Yep, we're idiots, so follow along. It's gonna be a good time. Well, let's get this thing fired up and hit the road. So, gotta take the money, that's important. Leave it somewhere where you don't forget it. Gotta put my fuse in. Gotta put my battery cable on. Now, we're gonna shut the hood because I have the utmost faith this thing's gonna start. All right. Fingers crossed this thing actually acts like it should. So, got the key. Let's pump the gas once and see what happens. Make sure it's in park, always. Come on, little gremlin. Don't have gremlins. I'm gonna give it a little fuel. Perfect. And see what happens. Dial. Let's hit the road. Cue the time lapse. Well, here we go. We're pulling up at Jack Miller's house. As you can see, there are burnout marks in the road, so you know you're in the right place. Oh, and look, his Dodge Challenger is on the move. How cool is that? That's some good timing. That thing is sweet. I love it.
Going in that gravel.
Okay.
Just keep it down closer this way.
That thing's awesome. I dig it. Yeah. Jack's just a redneck living in a really nice neighborhood. It's awesome. What a sweet car. All right, we're here. Time to get to work on the trailer. I'm gonna park this sucker and we're gonna be getting busy. We got a lot to do and not a whole lot of time. Now you guys may recognize Jack there from my dad's Ranchero video, where he came up here and picked up the Ranchero and showed you guys this killer Dodge Challenger with Corvette Z06 wheels on it. It's so interesting, but it works. And of course, you gotta love a plumb crazy Challenger. 440 I guess that's the 6-pack hood. I don't know. I don't speak Mopar fluently, but of course, oh, the gas cap. It's got some torque thrust style on the back. This thing is money. I love the patina, the white stripe with the plum crazy. Man, what a great combo. And looks like it used to be a vinyl top car, or the top has been replaced, or quarters. I don't know. There's obviously some welding there, but it runs and drives and does burnouts. Ooh, it's even got the little sapphires on the taillight lenses. Yes, I love it. Jack's struggling. He might need my help. I don't know what his plan is, but I'm just ogling over his car. Bucket seats. Looks like it has a 5-speed TKO in it. That's pretty awesome. Oh, look at the gauge pack in here. This thing is beautiful. It's exactly what I would want in a Challenger, except I want a 71. Anyway, here's the trailer I'm borrowing. I'm gonna be removing these fenders and making them to where he can take them off to drive cars on. It's gonna be a pretty easy job. He's got some angle iron already. I got the bolts in the Gremlin. We're just gonna get to work. I'll give you a quick rundown of the plan, and then we'll just start cutting. And yes, he's letting me borrow this truck and this trailer. Beautiful. So I put it right next to his garage where we can get to everything. So yeah, we're gonna make some improvements on this thing before I take it up to Ringgold and pick up our new project. You guys are gonna dig this thing. It's way too cool. Arthel, who sold it to us, is an absolutely stand-up guy, sold it to us at a really good price. We couldn't say no. Arguably, it would have been a terrible decision not to buy it. Do you like the logic?
Love the logic.
He made it so cheap, I had to buy it.
And it went to a good home. It needed a good home.
You know what? I need to cut to that video of that preacher talking about that private jet. He made it so cheap, I had to buy it.
He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Have you seen?
I saw the picture of it.
It's amazing.
Is it really?
It's already got an LS in it, and a 4L80, and it's bagged and C-notched with a big 4-link out back.
Seriously?
And it's got a 57 cab on. Oh wait, I didn't say that. Okay, I did say that, but you'll have to wait and see.
The irony is, there's always deals out there.
There are. You just gotta be quick.
You gotta be quick and you gotta be patient.
Yeah, so I had a friend, my buddy Kenny Matlock, he's Road Rage Chicken on Instagram, has a beautiful Roadrunner that he built himself. And I mean, absolutely insane. I'll put a picture right here so you can see what I'm talking about. It's nuts. He literally texted me a picture, a screenshot of the ad at like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, what's the deal? And I tried to find it. It's in a Facebook group that I wasn't in, so I couldn't see it. And I said, get his number. I immediately called the guy. I said, what do I need to do to own it? And he was like, send me a deposit. And I said, send me 10 pictures. And I'll let you know if it's a yes or a no. He sent me 10 pictures. I called him back. I sent him $500 and said, I'll be there Friday. Wow. And then I called Jack because I needed a trailer because this project is way too large for all of our stuff. We're gonna fix this trailer. Then I'm gonna hit the road and go pick up a truck, because this is not what we're here to film. We're gonna film it, but this is not the main event. We're actually just here because I need this to go pick up the vehicle I'm after. Oh, why do we get into these situations, Jack?
Because we're having fun.
Is that what it is? I'm not entirely sure.
Now, there will be points during your journey where you go, why did I do this again? But in the end, it's always worth it.
100%. I couldn't agree more. He said it better than I could have. So we got some angle iron. We're gonna cut these fenders off of the trailer, put some angle iron on them, drill and tap some holes, and put bolts all around. Then they'll be removable, so he can actually fit stuff on here without having to put skinny front tires on it like that.
Thank God they had those sitting around.
Yeah, look at those old bias ply.
Those are
Reynolds traction.
Those are original tires for that truck.
Really?
That year. So that was if you ordered that truck, that's what you got.
So what is this truck?
That is a 78. It used to be an F100. It is now an F350 460.
Wow. And so those are the OG tires, and you have to use them to load it on this trailer currently.
Yeah, like it was,
but we're gonna fix that.
It was not like it was. We're talking like not even close. Like I mean, it was like there was no way.
Yep. It's got a lot of wild stuff, including a Ducati Hyper Motard.
It's a Hyper Motard
sitting here,
highly modified,
right next to the Saudi Daisy truck you bought. But I love these bikes.
So this bike's been radically modified. I'm only the second owner in it.
Well, obviously, you're hiding from something for a reason. Oh man, right in the face. I think it's glorious. Oh man. Oh, right next to another Ducati. What is this?
848.
An 848. Then you got a couple Enduros.
Well, that's an 848.
Oh, an Enduro and 848.
It's an 848 that was a certificate of destruction that we were going to build into a track bike.
This guy is like somehow making all this work in a very nice neighborhood. It's pretty impressive, honestly.
Most of the time.
So this used to be a carport, and you closed it in to build quarter midgets, you said.
Quarter midget race cars. My son started racing when he was like 5.
Wow.
He raced till he was 13, and so this is where we built, rebuilt all the quarter midget cars.
That's wild. You got sandblasting cabinet, you got plasma cutter, you got a little lathe, you got drill press. He's got everything. So we'll have no problem doing this. Oh, look, he even broke out the chop saw. I keep talking. We need to get to work. So time to cut these puppies off, start welding some angle iron on them, drill and tap, and make these things where they can come off in a jiffy. Cut to the time lapse. So Jack here is doing some professional body work. Those are professional body working tools. And
the most important one?
the fence post drive. Yeah, he's straightening those out. These are pretty much ready to have the fenders bolted on after we drill and tap. So now it's time to clean these up because all the welds are broken inside and we got to weld angle iron to it. So a lot of welding. Back to a time lapse because, yeah, I'm gonna be here for a minute. What time is it?
It's only 11:52.
11:52. I need to be there by 4 at the latest. He said before 5. I say 4 is good. Oh yeah, we're fine. I might need a shower because I'm covered in metal. If you've ever ground metal, you understand what that feels like and even tastes like. It's just, you become part metal. I'm definitely getting my daily dose of iron.
Exactly.
All right, well, back to the time lapse. Jack here is about to drill and tap the angle iron, and I broke out my KN cut bits. This is the 29-piece drill bit buddy, as well as their cutting fluid. These are made right here in the US of A, and I promote these not because they pay me, but because I truly believe in them. They are incredible drill bits, and there's nothing more frustrating than trying to drill a hole with a dull drill bit when you're building cars.
I'd agree
So
with that.
buy some good bits. They'll last a whole lot longer and make your life that much easier. So here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Go drill some holes.
Yay!
It's gonna blow his mind. He's not even gonna know what to do with himself. So Jack here is gonna show me a little bit about this Challenger I was showing you guys earlier.
I actually put springs.
So those are
the other
quick
day.
latches, right? Is that what those are called?
Yeah,
I think.
I think that's right.
Man, look at that.
So it's a built 440.
So you got a big block seat distributors in the front. Mopar does weird stuff like that, but it's nice, easy to work
I
on.
was gonna say I like it up there because it is easy to work on.
You can change the timing. at will. So is this car actually original Plum Crazy?
Nope, it's brown. I'll show you in the back the color. I can still see the color from the back. It's been painted
But they even
twice.
did the engine bay.
It was owned by two brothers in Dallas. They were the second owners of it, and they owned it until I bought it 8 years ago. So 3 owners since new.
Man, that's pretty impressive.
But the
And
guy,
so it's a Mopar 440 with a cam with an Edelbrock Performer. You got headers.
headers that leak right
You
now.
got Edelbrock carburetor. I like the
that.
dual belt with a fancy billet alternator.
Well, and so the
Oh, look at those fans.
so that's a 200.
That's wild.
It's a 280 amp alternator.
Man, that's
So
serious.
We can do anything we
You could
want.
weld. I like those. That's kind of cool, just open like that.
They're tied into a Dakota digital controller, so they turn on when it hits a certain temp.
Thing's sweet. And you're putting Corvette Z06 wheels on it.
So we rolled this lip,
Oh yeah.
cleaned it all up, but we rolled the lip and stuff so it'd fit. The beauty of these cars too is they have, it's easy to adjust the front
Torsion
ends on.
bars, yeah.
And so the torsion bars let you pick it up, set it down, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that is true. So you're putting them on the back too?
I actually have the Z06 wheels for the back too.
Okay.
Big monster Z06
That's
wheel.
gonna be wild seeing this Dodge Challenger. Is it a 73, 74?
73.
It's a 73.
I pulled everything out of it because we're gonna take it to the frame shop
Oh, nice.
and have them check and make sure that the frame's straight on it.
Does your
And then-
dome light actually work?
Um,
You have an LED bulb in there,
Well,
so it
it-
must work.
It doesn't right now, but it's because of the switch.
Okay.
Um,
And do you actually have a TKO?
it has a TKO 5-speed. If you actually look, the guy that did, the one brother that did a lot of the work on it was the aircraft mechanic.
Yeah.
So the other thing I would tell you is, like, you know how guys will put those distributors on it and then they go spend another $80 on a little controller so the back works? So if you get resistors,
Oh yeah.
they cost like $5
online,
and you put them in series, you figure out what you need to get it down to the RPM you need. So for $5, your tack works instead of like $80.
Yeah, man, this thing is awesome. Oh, there you go. You can see it was brown.
Yep.
So not an original Plum Crazy car, but still a ratty Plum Crazy Dodge Challenger with a 440 and a 5-speed and Corvette Z06 wheels, because why not? I dig it, Jack.
Because we can.
You've got cool stuff.
Oh, and the other thing that we did, I need to find new lenses, but so in the old one, one of these was a backup light.
Okay,
One of these
yeah,
was a
yeah.
brake light.
Yeah,
That is not the case anymore. They are both turn signal.
I like it.
So we had to split the lens here.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Right?
Yeah.
And split the other lens, put them together, and then they bolted right in. So when
That's
people
fancy.
look at it, it looks
No, it looks factory.
right.
Now that you mentioned it, I noticed that it's different.
This is the original trunk floor.
It's pretty nice.
It's not bad, and what you see is it's a rust converter that's on it.
Okay, that's why it's white like that.
It's either the second or third set of quarters on it, so we've got to put quarters on
Yeah,
it,
I
but
can
they're
see the
pretty-
welds through here.
Well, they put a top on it too.
Oh, look at how much Bondo. There's like a 1/4 inch.
Just one point, this is a vinyl top car.
Yeah, they
Right.
always just get wrecked
So
here.
go back like 20 or 30 years before you get repop parts.
Yeah.
And so they took the top off of another one and welded it on. The whole
Man.
freaking top.
Yeah. Oh, so this wasn't a 1/4 replacement. This was the top replacement.
You got it.
I assumed it was a 1/4 replacement. Wow.
Top replacement.
That's pretty wild. But yeah, there you go. You got a little bit more of an in-depth look into the Challenger. I knew people would be upset if I didn't show it. So there it is.
All right.
Yep. Gotta love a ratty Challenger. Anyway, back to work for us. Jack's pretty fancy here. He's got a big nitrogen bottle for airing up his tires. I'm used to just using a little 12-volt compressor and hoping for the best.
You know why I use nitrogen?
It's more efficient, isn't it?
It doesn't get back through the tires, and so not most of the time, like motorcycle tires, race car tires in particular, it doesn't expand when it gets hot.
Okay.
And contract when it gets cold.
Well, nitrogen is one of the noble gases, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it doesn't interact with anything. Doesn't care. It's too noble. Turns its nose up at such things. But yeah, he's checking the tires. I got everything welded up, so you can see these are now bolt-on. The welds got a lot better as we went, as I figured out this machine. It's been a long time since I used an ESOB welder. The last time I did, it was in Hot Rod Garage. It's been a minute, but can't complain with that. Considering we're welding to dirty steel, I'm gonna call it good enough. We're pretty much ready, so next time you see me, I'll be getting in the truck and hitting the road. There we go. We're on the interstate in Jack's truck. Got the gooseneck behind it. This thing is a Chevrolet Silverado with a Duramax. I believe it's a 2500. So it's got turbo diesel. We're hauling a gooseneck. Believe it or not, I think this is the first gooseneck I have ever actually hauled, and it's glorious. Especially pulling it with a diesel truck. That might be something I need to add to the fleet here in the near future, but I will gladly use Jack's truck and trailer. I do appreciate him letting me use it. We worked really hard. Our 2-hour job of making the fenders removable turned into a 5-hour job, so I'm running a little behind, but hey, we got a turbo diesel. We'll make up some time, so let's hit the road and make it to Ringgold to pick up our newest project that's gonna help out with the shop a lot. So it's not just an impractical purchase, it's practical too. You guys, I think you're really gonna dig it. Check out that Ram truck. That thing is sweet. It's a Chevy 3500 crew cab. Man, I love Ram trucks. You don't see them very often out here in Georgia. It's more of a California thing, because the trailer laws out in California, you can only drive 55 miles an hour with a trailer. So this is the loophole around that. But man, I'd love to have a Ram truck. Woo! I think it's rad. Oh, and you know, no road trip is complete without a stop at Buc-ee's. You gotta stop every time you pass one. I don't think you even have an option. So we're gonna fill this truck up with diesel and keep on rolling on. I drove down here because I saw this while I was pulling in and just had to check it out. Look at that beautiful Plymouth GTX 440 torque thrust, 4-wheel drum brakes, 1968. Absolutely beautiful. Yep, utter chaos. Welcome to Buc-ee's. It's so insane. It's like walking through just a sea of people just to get to the bathroom. All right, time to get some snacks and get back on the road. All right, we're back in the truck. We got a Texas cheesesteak taco, some beaver chips, a Rice Krispie treat, and one of their classic colas. So we're doing good. Full of fuel and ready to drive the rest of the way up to Ringgold. Not much time left, and you guys are going to be seeing what we're after on this trip, and what's going to be a really cool addition to the fleet of vehicles we have at Sally's Speed Shop. Anyway, here we go. Cue the time lapse. Well, there you go. The Duramax did great. We've got the gooseneck behind it. This is a tilt trailer, by the way, in case you guys didn't notice. It's got a hydraulic pump right there. This whole deck tilts back. I brought my winch, hooked it to the receiver, and we're gonna drag that sucker right there up on this thing. So we're at Arthel's shop here in Ringgold, Georgia, and this is what we're here for. Yep, that is a 57 Chevy 6400. Oh yeah, and don't mind that, it's already LS swapped. I mean, mostly LS swapped, but look at the front of this thing. The 6400 is a lot wider and beefier than the regular truck, and it just looks perfect. This thing came out of Farmer City, Illinois. I think originally the guy he bought it from got it in Indiana, and then he got it out of Kentucky and actually hauled it here on his rollback. This giant thing was hanging off of a rollback. I'm sure it's gonna be hanging off of that trailer too a little bit, but a little bit of rust, but we'll be fixing that because unfortunately, as nice as the patina is, don't you guys freak out. We have to paint it because this is gonna haul our AMC Javelin. So it's gotta be red, white, and blue. It's already got the red and white. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit to match the car. The bed buckled a little bit where it's mounted, so we'll have to straighten that out. But man, it's got a Holman ramp truck body on it. This thing is just killer. So I'm thinking super singles for the rear. It's already bagged in the rear. I don't know what we'll figure out up front. Maybe Detroit Steel will want to hook us up and put a good set of wheels on this thing. But a little bit of rust here and there, but as a whole, it's really nice. I don't see any issues with it. It's still got the radio in it. Hey, that's not the original radio. Somebody put something else in here. But look at the heater controls. The gauges are still on it. Heck, the key is still in it. That was pretty wild. It's on an 85 C30, 3500, something like that, chassis. So a little bit more modern with the old styling. This is our latest bad financial decision. Let me know what you guys think. The rear, it's gonna be hard to see because it's dark, but it's 4-linked already, very heavy duty 4-link with bags, and there are huge bags. So it's already set up to haul. We're gonna have to beef it up a little bit and make it really work, but yeah, this thing is awesome. We'll have to probably bag the front to match, but that's no big deal. That's just C30 suspension. So we'll upgrade that and build a really awesome race hauler out of this thing. And these doors, don't worry, I'm gonna look for a new set of doors and make these some wall hangers. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, we're not gonna lose all the patina. We're gonna make some wall hangers out of it. So yeah, you got Joe Murphy and Son, Farmer City, Illinois, and that's ILL instead of IL. Not for hire, and then I don't know what that means, but you can actually see it was signed by Davis Signs, which is hilarious. And it was painted in what, February 21st of 1958. That does not look like it was painted that long ago, but apparently it was. So whatever paint this guy used, it's on point. But yeah, thing's sweet. You can see it's a Holman body. It's got some cabinets on it. I think it'll haul a race car. So now, to see if we can get this thing loaded on that trailer without dying. Luckily, it's a hydraulic tilt, and we've got a winch, so I think we'll do just fine. But man, there's some cool stuff here. Like, yep, that's just a Nova, an entire body of a steel Nova that is getting a chassis built for it right now. Anyway, time to see about loading this thing, and I gotta head back south and get it unloaded at the shop. And I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet. We'll figure it out, one thing at a time. First things, that needs to go here. So this is Arthel. You want to be on camera? Sure. So this is Arthel. He sold me this truck, and he's probably not gonna brag on himself, but he got offered more money than I gave him for it after the fact, and sent me a screenshot of the guy's name and said, hey, if you want to sell it.
Absolutely.
There's not people like that anymore, so Arthel's a good one. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So thank you for that. And then this is the 24-year-old kid that builds all his stuff. And I thought I was a kid until I met him. And he's building some amazing stuff here in this little shop in North Georgia. They've got cool stuff, but this is what we're here for. We're not here to talk about all their stuff. We're here to talk about this beast of a truck and hopefully get it on that trailer without dying. Yeah, what could go wrong? He said he could push it. So if he can push it, I think we're okay.
All right, so I haven't used this before, so I'm gonna try to figure out how this works. Front goes up.
There we go. I'm not used to such luxuries. All right, so we're gonna try to just push this thing over to the trailer and see how it acts. Am I going the right direction on that side? Am I lined up? Because I'm putting the tire right on the edge on this side. All right, well, that wasn't actually sketchy at all, but I'm gonna get these. They might not have to come off. Let me look. Oh, I think we're gonna fit. I'll go ahead and pull them off just so I can have the extra room without worrying about it. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll hook the winch up and get that thing up on there. All right, so I got my battery swapped out from the hydraulic pump to the winch, and now I think we're gonna try to get this thing on. I pulled the fender off that side. Let's see if this side comes off like we actually designed it. Look at that. These fenders are hammered. See, but now you don't gotta worry about hitting your wheel studs on your fenders as you pull it up, because if you look at these wide trucks you're pulling on, you always got these. Way better than having to destroy your trailer or put some wood to actually get it up over. So yeah, it's a nice modification. You're welcome, Jack. All right, so I'm gonna plug in the winch controller and see if this thing will pull up on the trailer. Never used a tilt deck before, at least not on a gooseneck, so let's hope it doesn't go wrong. Using somebody else's truck, somebody else's trailer, and they didn't give me any instructions. It'll be fine. Yeah, that's a lot of faith to just hand everything over and be like, ah, you got it. And I like to think that's true, but sometimes I do stupid things. So if you want to steer it. Yeah, it fits on there, mostly. The rear tires are the ones you gotta be a little suspect of. But, you know, that's close. It's halfway on. I've seen worse going down the road with semi-drivers. Look how far the dovetail is off. We still have a couple feet we can pull it forward once the tilt deck goes down, but still a little sketch. Sorry, interstate drivers, you're gonna be sketched out riding behind this thing. But it'll be cool to take pictures of it and stuff and look at it. So I'm doing you a favor. All right, now to take my battery back, put it in here again. Hook that guy on, hook that guy on. Let's see if we can lower this. I might need to winch it a little. Well, now my winch is disconnected. It's gonna stay, right? Should we grab another wheel chuck and put it behind it? I got some blocks of wood. Ugh. Putting a lot of faith in that little synthetic cable. I'm sure that would do nothing, but you know, makes me feel better. All right, let's see. All right, that's all the way down, so I'm gonna go ahead and latch the one side that isn't broken. There we go. And now we'll hook the winch back up, winch it further forward, and hope for the best. Just cross your fingers and maybe your toes. That'll be fine. All right, battery is back on the winch cables. I need 2 batteries. 2 batteries would help a lot. Oh, we don't got a good connection. Just break out the hammer. There we go. All right, I gotta move some stuff. I should probably keep this here just in case it decides to roll away. So keep a safety wheel chock there. I'm gonna move my stuff out of the way. All right, so it's kind of rolling on its own. Yeah, I'm gonna nose it as close in as I can get. Will I be able to get my battery out at the end? Probably not, but you know, It can just stay there. All right, that is as close as I feel comfortable getting. We got, I don't know, I could go more, but 2 inches is a good amount of clearance. 2 inches will do the trick generally. It's not about how much there is, it's about how you use it, right? Is this as sketchy or less sketchy than the rollback?
It's sketchier. Yeah.
It's sketchy. Ah, dang it. I thought I was doing good with this trailer. There is one of the latches broken on this. I really should have focused on welding that up rather than the fenders, but he didn't tell me about it. But she'll be fine. It's way off the ground as far as ground clearance goes, so I'm not worried about it dragging, which is nice. It'll be fine. Oh, and there's a pupper. What's up? What you got? Hey there. What's the dog's name? Lunchbox. He looks like a lunchbox. Now that we got this on here, let's focus on getting it strapped down. And maybe the fenders will still fit. We'll find out. It would have to rain too. Good times. So this is the latch in question. The little ears have broken off. So if we just had a couple little ears and a welder, we could buzz that on. I could have literally just welded right there. I wouldn't even have to move the welder. But that sketches me out a little bit because there's no weight here and this tilts. All the weight is actually behind where it pivots. So maybe we should go ahead and fix this for him. Will the welder make it out here or do we need to move it further back? Okay. Look, these guys are even gonna help fix the trailer. So Jack, you're welcome. We're doing you a favor. Me borrowing your trailer is a good thing for you. Man, what a beast. Seeing this thing up here is wild. So as you can see, our removable fenders are working perfectly. Boom. That's a handy little modification. Dialed. It's rusted, but is that the actual, that is the actual ramp. So the ramps are actually with this bed, which is kind of surprising. That's gonna need some PB blasting for sure. Somebody welded a little metal rod to a nut as their retainer, which is actually pretty cool. Yep, I'm a fan. Curious if there's anything in these. It says Hodges. Hodges, not Holland? I don't know. Yep, I like it. So I'm gonna try to bring this side of the deck down by putting a strap here, and I might put a floor jack on the rear and lift this thing up so that we can weld a new tab on this and lock this deck down so it doesn't tilt up with all the weight on the back. Yeah, I don't want to trust just one latch going over bumps. That could get sketchy. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna do it, so that will help. Ugh.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, sweet. So yeah, the strap combined with the floor jack was enough to pull this thing where it's as it should be. So Bailey's over there in the back of the shop making some new tabs for that bracket so that we can actually clamp the bed of the trailer down. Check out this killer International. It's a Lodestar Turbo LS, and obviously bagged, slammed on the ground. These will forever be cool. This guy has a shop full of cool stuff. I mean, that's just a square body cab that's beautiful. Way nicer than any square body cab I've ever had. And that's not even close to the coolest thing here. If you just take a pan, there's LS engines everywhere, there's chassis everywhere, there's race cars everywhere. I don't know how many race cars he has. I think he said 14. So just a couple, you know. So everybody needs 14 race cars. At least I think so. That's a good thing in life to have 14 race cars. But he also has some cool lowrider stuff. So this is an old Suburban that's bagged in the front so far. They still got to do the rear. It's on Detroit Steel Wheel Company Artilleries, just a Cadillac. And this right here is the whole reason he sold the Ram truck we're getting. This cab is what he's gonna build his Ram truck out of. So he's got a 1960 Chevrolet Viking, which in my opinion is the best looking big truck cab that they made back then. You get 4 headlights, which this still even has T3 bulbs in it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it has 3 of the original T3s one has been swapped. The patina on this truck is perfect. And look how straight it is. The only dent in this whole truck is right here on the fender. And it's where somebody just like barely creased something. And I think that just adds character. So this is going to be turned into a truck that hauls that, I believe. Oh, and look, another square body cab. And then of course, all the machinery's got a lathe, a mill. Like, this place is amazing. I kind of want to come live here and just work on this stuff because it's really cool. There's a plasma table back there. New Edge Mustang race car. Like, legitimately everywhere you look, just cool stuff. Yeah, that little narrowed 9-inch. There's the third member for it. Like, if you just look around in here, there's some incredible stuff. So Arthel, you know, he knows what's going on. He's got the good stuff. Look, there's another big heavy piece of machinery. I assume it's a mill of some kind. It has a cutter right there, but I don't know what it does. I don't speak that kind of language. But yeah, this is amazing. That one came from Oklahoma, apparently. 1990. The more you walk around, the more cool stuff there is. Nissan hardbody. My dad actually used to have one of these. It was red and it caught on fire. He was in a meeting somewhere and he got a page that there was a vehicle on fire. Turned out it was his. So not ideal. Killer old Blazer. Man, American racing wheels on it. He's just got good stuff everywhere you look. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna find in barns behind people's houses, including the best sandblasting cabinet I've ever seen. You got dueling blasters. It's incredible. Then just a little turbo single cab pickup. Silverado. Oh, he's got two of them. So these are both turbocharged or possibly pro-charged. That looks like a pro-charger intercooler. That looks more like a turbo intercooler. So definitely some boost going on in these little single cab trucks. Yeah, this place is awesome. Anyway, back to why I'm here. I keep getting distracted. I need to stop. So we're breaking out the P.O.Box Ironman 230. And it's gonna be close. It might just reach. Oh yeah, I think we're good. That's a pretty long gun. Oh, beautiful. Like it was made for it. That's probably good enough ground. They're getting us fixed up. These are good people here. And I guess they don't want to see this thing just go careening off the trailer onto the freeway, hurting people that are riding behind us. But yeah, we're doing all right. Figuring it out one thing at a time. Sure, I still have to drive over 2 hours home, but this is step one. You think you got this ready to weld?
Maybe.
Good enough. So this has been patched before. You can see there's a couple U-bolts welded together on this. That's probably not how it came from the factory. So we're just gonna try to fix it as good as we can. Bailey made a little tab and he's been fine-tuning it, running back and forth inside like you have to do when you're working in the driveway. Grind it till it fits. Did you say bye? Bye. It was nice meeting you. There you go, fixed like new. So, huge shout out to Bailey and Arthel for helping out. A lot of times you show up to get a car, you never know how it's gonna go. People aren't very nice. But look, they're here welding on a trailer that doesn't even belong to them. So, that's a win. Nice thing is the frame looks good, even if there is rust here in the body. So, this is an 85 C30 from what I have heard, and the front suspension definitely looks like it. I'm very familiar with the square body truck, so that's a win. I actually have a lot of spare parts for them, so I could probably actually put this thing together without actually buying stuff. But yeah, that's a big improvement over what we had. So let's see if we can make this function as I burn my fingertip off. Come on. There you go. Yeah, that's real tight. Money.
Maybe it won't go anywhere.
First try, man. Didn't even have to cut it back off and redo it. So let's drop the floor jack. And I think we're in business. So I'm gonna leave this strap here just as extra safety because it's actually holding the deck down as well. But now we got that and a strap, and that makes me feel a lot better. So this is the front bumper for this thing. It's actually really cool. It's really heavy, but really cool. You can see somebody welded another piece of steel in here to widen it. So it's got this really aggressive, beefy front end. So if you were into anybody, their car is 100% destroyed and your truck literally just has some scratched paint. I wonder if I can get this in the truck bed without dying. We're gonna find out. Oh goodness. That thing is legitimately heavy. Stay. All right, let's see if I can give myself a hernia. Oh, yep, that thing is not light. Come on. Whew. Didn't die. There we go. Good to go. Oh, that actually hurt. All right. See if I can get this guy. Oh. There we go. Now I gotta unplug the winch somehow. I think I'm going back in. Oh gosh. Oh. There we go. Got that. It's actually pretty nice under here. No drive shaft, no fuel lines, no brake lines. Definitely a little to do, but it's pretty solid under here, and that's a good thing. Oh my goodness, this is not comfortable. All right, you're coming with me. Oh. Whew. So Bailey was telling me this is to run the bags, and I figured as much. That's an air line that runs down to the bags on the rear axle, and it's just got a little valve on it. And so if you crack the valve, truck sinks down. But I don't want to because I think it would sit down on the fenders. So here you go. Underneath the back end, you got, I don't know, a 14 bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I don't know what kind of rear end. Is it a Dana? It's something. It's beefy. It's got big drum brakes. It's got shocks on it already. And the craziest part is this thing has a custom designed Watts link built out of angle iron. Whether it works or not is yet to be determined. I'll have to cycle the thing and see how it acts. But there's some fish plating, some weird bracing. I think we're gonna have to add some more bracing and beef this thing up a little bit, but it's a good start. You can see how much lower this thing's gonna sit. It's got a good bit that still can come out of those bags. Then we'll just have to bag the front end. I've wanted a bag car for a while, so this is kind of cool. And then we'll have to beef up the structure here. Bailey added this so it wouldn't buckle on itself. So he added just a little piece to tie the old structure to the new back half of the frame that somebody did. But it's solid under here, not a ton of rust. I really can't complain with that. I'll show you where the bed actually buckled. You can see it bent right here. There's a little crown. You can see it rippled the bedside. So I'll probably cut this out and weld a new piece in because we're gonna be painting this thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, all right, time for some straps. Cue the time lapse. It's loaded up on the trailer. It's not actually as sketchy as I expected. I think we're gonna be all right. So straps are all tight. Give it one last, that's not going anywhere, and hope for the best. So yeah, this thing hangs off really far back, so I might stop. I have some towels in the truck. I might zip tie them to the back. That way people won't rear end me on the freeway. Or even if they do, I don't think it'll do anything. But huge thank you to Bailey and Arthel for the hookup on this awesome truck and helping me load it and welding on the trailer. Like, you don't get service like that just anywhere. So if you're looking for a used car in the Ringgold area, you can go to Carco Motor Company and hit up Arthel, and he'll treat you right. Anyway, I'm heading home, so time to get in the truck and start heading south. Yep, this is quite a rig. I gotta say, diesel power, it's wonderful. This is pretty ridiculous looking. Oh, it barely fits on the trailer. And by fits, I mean, it doesn't fit at all. It hangs off like 4 or 5 feet. I should probably tie something to the back when I stop for gas so that people can actually see this thing, but yep. That is gonna be the coolest race hauler we could have ever asked for. Whew. That is rad. Man, sometimes buying stuff off the internet, it's just one of the best parts of life. So I'm over here embracing my inner basic white girl. I got iced coffee for the drive, and I got some crumble cookies because I got a long night ahead of me. I might as well treat myself a little bit. So let's fire this diesel up and keep on rolling. Yep, I need a diesel in my life. Cue the time lapse.
Seems like they just don't get our ways. They try to control what we say. Funny things will never go away. It's who we are. We drink iced tea out of jars. We ride in trucks, put our time in at the farm. Nothing wrong with a little southern charm. It's who we are.
Well, we're on the return leg of the trip. We got the truck on the trailer. Seems to be towing pretty well. And guys, don't say I don't care. I just added these here at Buc-ee's. These are those little light switch deals. I even added some red tape to where we get like a brake light effect. And I added an orange strap because this thing hangs so far off the trailer. I don't want anybody running into the back of me. This is about windshield height for some cars, and that would not be a pleasant experience, but things riding pretty good. I can't complain. Trailer's doing good, truck's doing good. That ain't going anywhere. Oh, I guess I should show you guys under the hood. I had to climb up here on the trailer, but this is supposed to be a 5.3 liter. I'm not sure. You can't tell from the outside because you can't see the casting marks. You can see there's a brand new AC compressor. The harness is down in there. I don't know. We'll see if it's any good. It looks clean. I don't see a bunch of oil and grime on it. And it's got a 4L80 behind it, so maybe I'll put a single turbo on it so it'll pull some hills while it's towing stuff. But it's nice. Look, there's even chalk marks still on the firewall back there. That's wild. But yeah, this thing's pretty decent. I can't complain. I've always wanted a diesel swapped hauler, but for now, LS power works. That's pretty sweet. It's got a very interesting seat in it. National Seating Company. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. It's certainly unique. Is it a suspension seat? That's a suspension seat, I'm pretty sure. And look, it's got switches. It's a little rough, but it's still cool. So we got the modern Chevy column in it. Definitely needs a different steering wheel. It's got the gauges still in it. The choke is right there, I'm pretty sure. It's got a radio in it. I don't think it's the original one. Heater box is still there. Glove box is still there. Ooh, we got a free pair of vice grips. Sweet. Score. You can see the max GVW, 19,000 pounds. And then the VIN plate's actually up there, which is all we need to register in Georgia, so that's good. We're gonna cue the time lapse and hit the road and hope this thing makes it safe and sound back to the shop. Here we go.
Born and raised to have a loving heart. If they try to change us, they won't get very far. And what's a song without a steel guitar? It's who we are. You can see it in the evening news.
Well, there we go. We made it to the shop. I gotta shuffle some stuff around so that I can unload this beast. Whether I can actually turn it around down here or not is yet to be determined, but I gotta move the dually out of the way with the trailer. My dad picked up a Honda Civic. I don't even know. But anyway, I'll shuffle some cars around and then I'll update you guys on where I'm putting this thing and what I'm doing with it. Because I don't even know yet, so I'm gonna be figuring it out. Well, the sun is officially coming up. I got the 57 ramp truck unloaded. That's gonna wrap it up. There'll be a lot more coming with this truck. We'll be getting it running. We'll be using it, and it's gonna turn into the Sally Speed Shop race hauler slash cargo getterer and all that good stuff. So if you stuck around this long in this video, you are an absolute legend, because this was a long one, I'm sure, and you watched me struggle this entire time. So thanks to each and every one of you guys for watching. I wouldn't be able to do this stuff without you. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider going and hitting that subscribe button. It does a lot more for us than you realize. Allows us to get new partners to do more cool stuff like that right there. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Please remember to hit the like button and drop a comment, and let me know what you liked and what you didn't like.